Tonight is the night. Game 6, Spurs-Wolves. Can the Spurs close it out? Welcome back to another episode of Spurs In Focus right here on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, YouTube Music. The list goes on and on. Seriously, there's no excuse for you to not subscribe to Spurs In Focus. And don't forget about the Substack, Spurs In Focus Substack, completely free. Go sign up right now. By the way, Spurs In Focus should be your first and only spot you should go to every single day when you need to get your Spurs fix. My name is Jeff Garcia, a longtime Spurs writer in San Antonio. Oh, almost forgot. By the way, happy Spurs Day. Yes, today is the day. Game 6, Spurs lead 3-2. Can they close it out in Minnesota? Yeah, we're going to be previewing tonight's Spurs Game 6. Ask the big question. Is this it for the Wolves? They're on vacation. Are the Spurs advancing to the Thunder? Well, we'll talk about that. Is there Game 7 looming? I don't know. We'll find out what our guest has to say about that and so much more. And it's been a while, but we're going to have a finally get around to a little nerd moment. And of course, you know, it would happen when James Pleasure, San Antonio Sports Star, very own, is on this Friday. Let's go ahead and bring him on. Look at Mr. Pleasure. Look his back, everybody. Yes. Looking very sleek and dapper and got the little handkerchief. He's a dreamer. There you go. All that good stuff. Make sure to follow my next at I Am Pleasure. You want to do that right now. Again, he is the host of Extra Innings on San Antonio Sports Star. They are busy. I don't know how they do it, from Spurs playoff to, what do you got, the NFL Combines right now, Connor?
Schedule release.
Schedule release, thank you. Yeah, all that, forget it. I don't know how you do it, but he's going to tell you all how they do it over there in a few short minutes here. But Pleasure, it's Game 6, buddy. How are we feeling?
We're good. How can you not feel good after seeing what you saw in Game 5? Wimby, frustrated, dominated.
Yeah.
Spurs, they look like the team that we think they are. Now, I will say this. I do have slight concerns about this team as they move forward, but I'll ask you.
Hit me with it.
How? Because there are two main issues, in my opinion, with this team, and it has nothing to do with construction. It has nothing to do with needing a piece. Like, this is all internal things. First question, and I'll pause and ask you the follow-up. Do you think this team can remain locked in? Because we've seen it. When they're locked in, this team's tough to beat. By anybody. The problem is, I think they get complacent, and I think they get bored, and I think they allow teams that shouldn't hang around to hang around a lot of the times.
To answer that question, yes, that is a concern. Just case in point, Game 5, what happened after halftime? They lost the lead.
Happened before halftime. It continued into the third quarter.
It was a mess. And even though the Spurs were in control of Game 5, if you fast forward to the fourth period, it got a little dicey too. I think the Wolves went on like a 6-0 run and they cut it out. I know it was like 109 and 92, something like that. But the point is, they let them crawl back in. That is still a concern. To me, that's just a sign of immaturity, playoff inexperience, and just, again, I think any team, James, imagine having to stay as Vegeta would say, my God, their power level's at 5,000. Imagine having to stay at power level 5,000 all the time. Even the great Goku got tired out of even going SS1, SS2, SS3. So sure. I think there's a little bit of that as well.
My second question is, and one of the concerns I have with this team in this playoff run, is the scoring droughts. It's when they go through these droughts, it's bad. Like, it's real bad. We saw it in Game 1 at the end when they should have won Game 1. We've seen it multiple times in the Blazers series. You saw it in Game 5. Now, they responded because they got going again.
Sure.
But there's an issue with this team, and it goes through scoring droughts, and it feels like it permeates through the team.
Yeah.
Like, everybody starts to feel it, except one person. Yeah. One person kind of feels immune to this, but it feels like the ball doesn't get to him when they go through these droughts, which is part of the problem.
Yeah.
Dylan Harper feels like when they start to get into these droughts, he needs to go into attack mode.
Yeah. And he does a damn good job of it too. It's hard to push back on that because you look at some of the numbers, at least in this series versus the Wolves through 5 games, they're 4th in the playoffs in offensive rating at 128.2. So, that's, let me reframe. Let me take that back. I'm sorry. They're in this series at 116.5. Okay. So it's not bad. They're not hard.
And their defense allows them to survive those droughts a lot of the time because they never get too far out of a game or too far. Like they're deep. 5 times in this modern NBA, in these playoffs, with the way the game is played, they have held teams under 100 points this postseason.
They did it in game 5.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So they're never out of it because of their defense, but it feels like an Achilles heel.
It is. And you know what? I think some of that too is that we haven't really, at least in this series, we haven't really seen Champagne go nuclear as he did during the regular season. I think the best game he had was the loss in game 1 to the Wolves, where he had double figure scoring. And his 3-point shooting has gone down tremendously. He's at 38% right now, heading into game 6.
Which isn't
bad, but
percent's a pretty good percentage. It's just
right.
Earlier in the playoffs, he was shooting like 69% from 3.
Exactly. So, the bar set high for him. And then you go other stuff. We saw even Devin Vassell, game 5, he went through a stretch where he missed like 4 shots. And but at this point of his career, that's kind of who he is, right? He's a streaky shooter. So that kind of comes with it as well. But again, it's we talked about this in yesterday's show. It's weird, James, because yes, we're talking about letting teams come back into the fight. We saw what they did in game 5 with Minnesota, right? But then look how quick they pounce back. Minnesota take that lead, and then boom, they're toast.
Yeah,
they just took care of business.
They tied it at 61, and then the Spurs follow it up with like an 8-0 run and immediately start putting it out of reach again.
And we saw that in the Blazers series where the Blazers had those sizable leads in their gym.
19 and 21 points, and they made them both disappear like they were nothing.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, but I get it.
The problem is, too, those were early enough to where they were able to bounce back, right?
Yeah.
Game 1, it felt like they couldn't hit the ocean from a life raft.
Fox and Wemby, I remember that, yeah.
At the end of that game, and that's how Minnesota took game 1. Like that was those are just minute compared to that. They're not like panic level code 10. This is going to cost them an NBA championship opportunity, but they are concerning because they have become more than just blips on the radar. There are more trends than they are all the way dating back into the regular season at points and times. And they've overcome a lot of it because of their depth and stuff. But there are certain times where I think when they go into these prolonged droughts, Dylan Harper seems to be, because you'll see it and it'll be like Champagne missing threes and it'll be Vassell missing threes and Fox is taking threes that are bad contested step backs that, like, when he's in rhythm, it's fine. But like a lot of the times when you're trying to break out of slumps, it feels like a bad shot, right? And no one is immune to it on the Spurs team. Keldon bullies his way to the basket, and you want them at the basket, but it's like this horrible shot between like Randall, Gobert, and Naz Reid all together down low that has what feels like a sub 10% chance of going in a lot of the times. And look, Keldon played great and efficient in game 5. And I want to see more of that because he's kind of been non-existent in the postseason, in a sense, offensively at least. But I feel like Harper just has, for a rookie, and it's weird, he has such an incredible feel for the game, the moment, different things that it feels like. I know they all talk about how Fox is the head of the snake and blah, 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 but like, and I love Castle. He might be my favorite player on this Spurs team, but it feels like Harper is the most consistent player when it comes to being able to score, and especially when you talk about these droughts and stuff like that, and where like the bad shooting feels, and it's not even bad shooting because I feel like some of the times, some of it's quick bad shots and it feels like but some of them are open, like it's within the confines of the offense, it's an open three, like all of these things, but it feels like the offense, especially when they get these droughts, it feels like the offense rushes and speeds up and things just feel out of sync, if you will. And if we look ahead to what's waiting in the wings with Oklahoma City, which if they can close it out tonight, I believe would start Monday.
Yeah, it'll be quick. And they'll have to stay on the road.
But that's one of those things where it's like, as great as you are defensively, you can't have these kind of droughts against a team that is so surgical on offense like that.
They will punish you. Yeah. And think about it, they're doing all this without Jay Will.
Sorry, I've hijacked the first half of this show with my own questions.
You're making my job easier because all I'm doing now, I'm actually being able to produce it on the fly. James is talking great. I can get everything ready now. No, but you go back, but that was kind of on our rundown where we're previewing tonight's game, is just as of this point of the playoffs, and particularly Harper, it's like he's having his own coming out party already as a rookie. I mean, you're hearing the national commentators saying, my goodness, that's a rookie out there? Are you sure it's out there? And you know what? It's weird when a 19-year-old rookie is a calming force. That's bizarre. And what I also like about it too is, my God, he has some swagger and he talks. He talks, and he doesn't care if you're Ant Edwards, multi-all-star, or probably Shai Gilgeous if they meet the Thunder. I mean, he's probably yap, and I love that swagger about him. But when I look at the closeout game tonight, you know what? How about this? Let me give you my 3 keys that I need to see the Spurs do. Let me put up the screen for everybody that I can find them, because I probably did. See, when James was talking, what did I forget to put up there? Yeah, of course, my keys. So give me 2 seconds here. It was key for me. The keys to put the keys up on the key that just got lost in the shuffle here. All right, here we go. Here they are. I got to see what Wemby did in Game 5 and Game 6. He needs to set the tone from tip. He needs to establish himself.
Now, question: when you say set the tone, do you mean offensively, or do you mean like just in general? Because Wemby affects the game in so many different ways that he doesn't need to be what he was in the first quarter, where he's 16 points and just taking over offensively. He can set up his teammates with the assists like he did, and he can set the tone from the tip defensively. Like, there's so many ways he affects the game that make it so hard to defend him, because he can come out and blister you, or you can run doubles and triples at him, and he is tall enough to see over him and through him, and savvy enough to get the ball to the guy that's going to whether it's take the shot or get the ball to the next pass that's going to get the open shot. Like, he's just really good at affecting the game in ways that are unique to a player like him, to where he doesn't have to do what we saw in Game 5 when we say take over or set the tone. He can do that in a multitude of ways, which is really cool.
The second thing, I got to see weather the storm. The Wolves are going to come out strong. That fan's going to be crazy in their seats. So just get past that. You proved that already in the first game in Minnesota. You do it again.
You say weather the storm. I've got a better key too.
Hit me with it.
Quiet the storm.
I like that.
You know it's going to be loud at tip. shut them up fast. Start putting that game away and take that crowd out of that game.
Yeah. And number 3, we already hit on it. Don't let lead slip. I think we hit that on the nail when James started talking with me here. Yeah, you cannot let that slip because you don't. The thing about that too is that I don't want that to be a habit. Should they go and advance to Oklahoma City?
And the problem is on the road, when you do that, you let the crowd back into the game, which kind of turns the tide in a lot of sense. At least at home, they're able to weather it because the crowd can easily ratchet itself back up and down, and they're going to be behind you defensively and stuff like that. But on the road, that crowd, once you quiet it, once it starts to get back in it, it becomes like an avalanche. That roar gets louder and louder and louder, and all of a sudden that plays and sets kind of a tempo for the game, and that I don't think you want being set.
No, absolutely no. We're not done previewing tonight's Game 6, Spurs-Wolves, possibly a closeout game for the Spurs, crossing fingers. We'll go back and continue our chat about that and do a little nerd moment right here with Spurs in Focus with Mr. James Pledger.
Secret powers were revealed to me the day I held aloft my magic sword and said, "By the power of Grayskull, I subscribe to Spurs in Focus."
All right. And Mumra, man. Now that's a big body, man. That's a big body one in the basket, man. I think you could take him, James. You could take Spurs.
Skeletor would be a trip. Mumra is a whole nother animal.
That's like that's like Shaq coming at you, basically. Shaq coming at you with full force. By the way,
I may need the Eye of Thundera for that.
You might need the Eye of Thundera, the Claw, He-Man's Power Sword. Yeah, you need it a lot. He is Mr. James Pledger with San Antonio Sports Star. Make sure to follow him on X at I Am Pledger. He's host of Extra Innings. He's going to brag about the Star in just a few minutes. We're talking about Spurs-Wolves Game 6 tonight. Big question, James. Can this team close out the Wolves in their gym? I believe they close out the Warriors. I'm sorry, the Blazers in San Antonio, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But can they do it on the road? Can they do it on the road? What do you think about tonight?
Can they? Yes. I mean, we've seen them take care of business in Minnesota already this year, this postseason. Yes, they can. This is the more talented. This is the deeper. This is the better team.
By far, yes.
The inexperience is why this has gone to a 6th game, and a lot of examples from both of those losses, but this is a team that absolutely could and should close it out. They just have to lock in. And I know Devin Masella talked about it during the series, and we've heard him talk about it at different times throughout the season. They need to lock in. They have to remain focused and poised. They can't let the moment get too big, because this is going to be big for them to come out and be able to close this thing out on the road, which will check yet another box for this young, too inexperienced group of kids to check off their list of things people say they shouldn't be able to do in this postseason because they're too young, too inexperienced, and haven't done this before. Luckily, you are led by an all-world alien that said, screw it.
Basically, yeah. Basically said, screw it. Yes, we don't have experience, so what the bleep, so what? James, I'm looking at the betting odds right now for tonight's game. Vegas via DraftKings has the Spurs a minus 4.5, so they think it's going to be a close game.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy that spread. I think it will be a close game. The thing about it, though, it's just the Wolves on paper, and we've seen throughout the regular season and the postseason, and Edwards has help. Randall, Daniels, Gobert, Naz Reid, Channing, the list goes on and on. But my thing with them is that he doesn't have consistent help. And look, Randall he's not being Randall, but it's the Spurs defense are really doing a number on him. They're doubling up Ant. They're saying, okay, Ant, you're not going to beat us. Somebody else is going to beat us. You almost got that in game 5 when McDaniel was getting hot, but then he got in foul trouble, and then that kind of evaporated. It feels to me, James, that at minimum, we should be talking Spurs Thunder right now, not Game 6 Spurs Wolves.
We should be. We're not. So, trust me, the league wants this. Basketball fans want this. Everybody and their mother wants
Even Mumra wants this. Yes.
So they need to handle business because dragging this out to a 7th game is just you're doing yourself a disservice while the Thunder are sitting, waiting patiently, getting healthier as you continue to exert energy and stamina and everything throughout this series. You need to be able to take that step, get this win, and get ready for this next series on a quick turnaround because the Thunder are waiting. And you know what they say, if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. Well, you've got your chance. And yes, the regular season is one thing, and you own them in the regular season. Playoffs are a completely different animal, and the Thunder proved that by the way that they played this postseason, because there have been no challenges for them, and they're without their second best player. Like they've taken it up to another level. They're not playing with their food. They're not letting anything slip. They are just doing work. Game in, game out, quarter in, quarter out, taking care of business. And it's that kind of mind-numbing efficiency in which they run their offense that can end up giving you troubles in the postseason because they have locked in. The Spurs need to lock in, and it starts tonight in Game 6. Lock in, close that thing, screw it, Wemby, 4.5, beat them by 24.5, put this thing to bed early, rest everyone, and get your ass to the next series.
I want to see Kelly Olynyk's busted up socks from the start of the fourth quarter. I think it should be like that when he's up there in garbage.
Give me Olynyk, give me Waters, give me Biyombo.
Give me everybody.
You've already seen him twice this series. So you know you're good enough to handle it. Go take care of business, because especially if Rudy Gobert's on the floor for an extended period of time, he has just become, like he does every postseason, a liability. He may be a defensive player of the year when teams aren't game planning, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But, man, we've seen it year in, year out. Even as the defensive player of the year going into the postseason, we've seen him had to be benched by this team in games because he becomes a liability on how teams attack him and dragging him out and making him defend the perimeter and doing things like that. And we've seen it. A lot of teams used him as a switch to get him on guards on the outside to take advantage of him. The Spurs don't even have to do that. They just get Wemby outside, and it turns into a disadvantage.
Yeah, you saw Ant. Remember, Ant was getting on him for saying, grab the ball and go up strong in the play in Game 5. I mean, so he even frustrates his own teammates at times.
I mean, because outside of Ant, McDaniels haven't really gotten going this season. Like you said, Randall hadn't gotten going in this series. It is live and die with Anthony Edwards, and it's because of what this Spurs defense is doing. So Spurs defense, take care of business. Offense, get it going, put this game to bed, and get ready for Oklahoma City.
What you got tonight?
It's Spurs. They are the clear and obvious best team on the floor every time they play. The only time they have dropped these games have been because of their own mistakes.
Right. Are you buying or selling the Vegas' odds right now? Minus 4.5 for the Spurs.
I'm selling it.
You're selling that? Okay.
I feel like they know, because the Thunder are at home waiting, we can't mess around anymore. We can't overlook. We can't go through droughts. We can't take our foot off the gas. And you've heard players allude to as much in post-game press conferences. They got to push the pedal all the way down, go full force, because they know what's waiting at the end of this series. And yes, while they have owned them in the regular season, the Spurs have found out firsthand this postseason. It is a different game in the postseason than it is in the regular season. It is called differently. It is officiated differently, and it is played differently with a much, much more physical tone. So you can't let this go one more game, one more physical game, and be ready for an Oklahoma City the next time. Do what you know you can do. Do what you're built to do. Take care of business because the road gets harder.
Yeah, exactly. If the Spurs do close out the series tonight, just to go back, when, I should say, when, as James said, the Western Conference Finals v Thunder will begin on May 18th. If it does go 7 and the Spurs win, right? It'll be May 20th. Yeah. So that's there.
So Monday or Wednesday.
Something's gonna happen. So we'll see. Hey, we're done talking about Game 6 tonight. Who do you got? What are your keys? I gave you my keys. James gave you his keys. How do you see this game going out? Is it over, or do we see a Game 7 looming? Let James know on X at I am Pledger. Let me know on X at Jeff G Spurs. It's been a while. We haven't gotten nerdy here.
I thought those were the two best words in sports.
Not for this. No. Not when you got the Thunder waiting. No. Let's get nerdy, everybody. Nerd! All right. So y'all saw during the break a little fun moment there with the He-Man Master Universe, holding the power sword, fun times. James, and we talked about this too, the movie's coming up and everything's excited. But why does it feel this is the year of the nerd? You got Master of the Universe. Maul came out, which is a phenomenal series. I said I'm about to finish Invincible.
Mandalorian and Grogu's coming out.
This is just one hell of a time to be a nerd, isn't it?
Spider-Man, Doomsday,
Spider-Man Noir.
Spider-Man Noir. I mean, there's Vision Quest is apparently back on.
Jeez. But that being
Daredevil's been fantastic.
Give me your top 3 nerd-centric movies or TV series that you're either looking forward to seeing or have saw.
Well, it's Doomsday, number 1. Boom. Got, period, end of story. Put a bullet in it. Do whatever you like. The fact that this trailer still hasn't leaked is beyond.
Oh, right. They must have it on clamps. Spurs defense must be defending that trailer right now.
Tell Wemby to give me that damn trailer.
I know, right?
That's number 1, and it's not even close. Next closest thing I'm looking forward to is probably going to be that Spider-Man film. It looks really, really good as well, and I think they're still holding some things back with that. Especially with how Daredevil has ended. I think that's going to be really, really interesting. And I guess third and apart is the continuation. And this is like deep into nerd outfield, left field. If you follow comics at all, if you've been reading the DC's Absolute Universe.
Oh, yes.
It is absolutely phenomenal. Like, it is like Absolute Superman's been great. Absolute Wonder Woman's been great. And Absolute Batman has been an absolute masterpiece. And the way they're going, both with Absolute Superman and with Absolute Batman right now, with what they're doing and how they've just recently kind of revealed something very, very shocking with Absolute Scarecrow. This is fun comic. This is them getting to be creative as writers. The artwork is absolutely phenomenal on them. Like, if you're not locked in to DC's Absolute Universe, it is far and away, and people know I'm a Marvel guy.
You are.
DC Absolute is just been so.
For me, my top 3 I'm with you. Doomsday. I gotta see how this all
It's
comes.
number one with the bullet.
Yeah.
Number one might be that damn trailer before the movie.
I think it's gonna break the internet.
I
I think it's
just
gonna
want
break
to
the
see
internet.
something.
Yeah. It's gonna break the internet. Number 2 for me, Master of the Universe. I gotta see how they put this all together. I like who's directing it. It's the same director for Bumblebee, and if you saw the opening scene of Bumblebee, that is exactly what the fans have been wanting for years. He gave a taste of it. He understands the 80s vibe, all that good stuff, the aesthetic of it. So the number 2 for me is Master of the Universe, and number 3. And I might need your help on this just to course correct. But we're getting the Dragon Ball Z Moro arc, aren't we? In this year, 2026?
Moro is coming. It's not
To the
coming
anime
fast
side.
enough because the Toei Animation
And because the mangas are out.
Toro's coming.
Yeah.
What they're doing is remastering a lot of. You remember the bad reviews with the art and everything when it came to Battle of Gods with the introduction of beer. So they're kind of remastering that stuff first and putting that and Resurrection F and everything out kind of one by one. And then they're going to, I believe it'll be 2027 before we finally see the Galactic Patrol or the Moral Arc, as they call it.
Yeah. So
It can't come fast enough, I can tell you that.
Yeah, because for those of y'all who never read the Moro arc, go read it. It's brutal.
Or just read the Cell arc. It's the same one.
We're done nerding out. But hey, you know what? You want to nerd out with us? What are your top 3 shows, movie, TV series that you're looking forward to?
What are we not talking about?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I know we missed one because it is a time of the nerd right now. Go check it out. Let us know what you think. Your thoughts on the nerd year. It is at I Am Pledger, at Jeff G Spurs. By the way, just to quickly get back on the Spurs side of things, if you're going to go out celebrating a Game 6 win tonight, it'll be a VR.
I just forgot about something you posted the other day.
What's that?
Batman Nightfall.
I'm telling you, there's just too much.
Finally, one of the greatest comics getting adapted
to animation. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That is.
Oh my god. I love that storyline so much.
It is. Yeah. It's they call it Nightfall for that reason. That's the iconic thing. Y'all saw Dark Knight Rises with Tom Hardy. That scene in the fight. Yeah.
It doesn't do it justice.
It doesn't do it justice at all. But going back to the Spurs thing real fast.
Sure.
Game 6 tonight. If they win tonight, I know y'all gonna go party. You're gonna hit the Southwest Military.
Oh yeah, PSA.
Yeah. Don't be dumb. Don't be a knucklehead. Don't start fights. Don't vandalize, as we've seen some videos of that happening. If you're driving, don't drive recklessly because during a celebration on Military Drive, a car flipped during the crowds. So don't just
be dipshits.
Thank you. Don't be a dipshit.
It's really simple. I saw the one with the people on top of the roof of the car with their kid in the back seat.
I missed that.
What are we doing? Why are we endangering kids? Just have fun, celebrate. We've been here before.
Yes,
it's cool. Go honking. Don't be stupid.
Yes, don't be dumb. So if they celebrate, fine. If it was up to me, James, I wish they would just wait until a series ends. I'll meet you halfway. If a series ends in the Spurs race, then do it. Not every game, but it is what it is.
What I remember is we honked after championships.
Thank you. That's what we did. Yeah, not after every game. But hey, it is what it is. That's what the kids are doing now. But if you're gonna do that, have fun. Go. I mean, I get it. It was a 6-year drought from Spurs playoffs. 7. Just as James said, don't be dipshits. Just behave and be good. And
poor deprived Spurs fan. 7 years.
Yeah, be smart. Be smart out there. All right, now we're done talking. James, you need to brag about the Star.
Well, we are your one-stop shop for everything, including the San Antonio Spurs, with reaction to every game as they march their way towards the race for SACE, which is alive and well again. Plus, We just had the NFL schedule release. We've got all the latest, where the games stack up, the Texans being in London, all that stuff, the Cowboys in Rio, like all the fun stuff, what the hard parts of the schedule are going to be, the multiple road and away games. We got it all covered for you. Plus,
absolutely,
we're getting close to that time of the year where the mandatory part of these mini camps, OTAs, etc., start. Will George Pickens be there, Cowboys fans? He signed his franchise tag. He is subject to fine if he's not there. He has not attended anything voluntary yet. He hadn't come to any of the voluntary stuff. Will he be at the mandatory stuff? So something to keep an eye on. Plus, this weekend, big weekend for golf nerds like me, as it is championship weekend for the PGA Championship. So,
lot to cover over there at the Star. James has you covered on Extra Innings. Follow him on X at I Am Pleasure. Listen to Extra Innings and the rest of the crew out there. Best way to do it, just go to their YouTube page. That's how I do it. That's the easiest way. Just set the little mini floating TV screen the YouTube allows you to do. You just watch them and talk sports all day. You said race for Sace. I don't know. Just somebody has to come in and count to 6. Sace. Ha, ha. All right. And on that note, we should be back tonight for a live episode of Spurs In Focus reacting to Game 6. Myself and Rudy Campos, we should be here. That's tentative right now. But don't be surprised if that happens. We'd love you to join, so keep that in mind after Game 6. But yeah, leave your comments on the YouTube page. Spurs In Focus YouTube. Go subscribe. Don't forget to Substack. See it on your screen. It's completely free. Just Google Spurs in Substack and then click subscribe, and you're in, part of the crew. iTunes, Spotify. My God, what else? Pocket Cast, Amazon Podcast. There's no excuse for you to not subscribe to Spurs In Focus. Your first and only spot for all things San Antonio Spurs. So for Mr. James Pledger, I am Jeff Garcia. Now you're in focus. There it is with Spurs In Focus.